Hello everyone, thank you for joining me and sorry I'm late. I had got a list of requests and then I lost it just before I was about to go live. And yes, I have a sunscreen on that's given me a bit of a white cast, so I better get my foundation on pretty sharpish. So I'm going to put some Charlotte Tilbury 7 Neutral on my face. So I hope you can all join me today. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Maria. Hello, Emma. How are you, Emma? I just started reading some of my messages, but I haven't got round to Stacey's yet, and I haven't got round to yours yet. I don't know if you replied. Hello, Jess. So was it shingles? That's what we all want to know. Hello, Helena. Hello, Bushra. Hello, Terry. You're in bed. Did you have shingles then? Was it confirmed? Maria, you're normally at work. Oh, that's great that you're not today. Yes, it is. Oh, poor you. So what we want to know, did you treat yourself to some nice goodies? Hello, Suzanne. So I'm just putting some Charlotte Tilbury foundation on. Hello, Stacey. Sorry I haven't got back to you yet. This morning I have spent my time reading the rest of Oliver Twist to my son, trying to get him enthused about Charles Dickens. You did? Yes, that I think that's a guilty yes, is it there, Emma? But you no need to feel guilty. I gave you permission. Goodies galore. Good. I've just ordered some boots. And I'm a bit nervous because I have medical shoes. But I like them and they look like they're going to fit. But it's so touch and go because normally I wear medical shoes. Suzanne will know that buying any kind of footwear online is a bit stressful. But I can return them. So is there a good treatment for it? Oh, poor love, she's just got to wait it out. So in case any of you weren't on my live last Friday, poor Emma, i.e. Sunshine, has got shingles, which is a nasty thing to have. And was your friend okay? Had she had chicken pox? I'm just going to use this foundation as my concealer as well. You're putting on your Velcro comfort shoes. Don't blame you. Ah, you get boots made for you. Well, I've got shoes made for me. And I have to have, my second pair has to be lymphedema shoes for when my lymphedema flares up, which are sort of bigger and stretchier. So like supportive ones for when it's not flared up and stretchy ones. So you only get 2. But I wanted some boots. I saw these lovely boots that I've ordered. And I'm just praying that they'll fit. But they look like they will because they've got a zip down the side as well as laces at the front. So that's a problem with me because my foot is rigid. I can't flatten my foot to get into a boot. But these have got zips at the side. And they're just ankle ones. So fingers crossed. You're on antiviral tablets 5 times a day. And the cream, but they only really reduce the length of it, I think. Yeah, well, they'll make it a bit milder. I remember when I had chicken pox, I lived on pea and ham soup. And it was New Year's Eve and I got drunk with my mum on fluffy duck cocktails because it was the only thing that numbed the chicken pox in my mouth. And I got very drunk. You're not able to flex your ankle. Yeah, and it's a pain, isn't it? Because with some boots, you have to flatten your ankle to get into them. And if your ankle is at that I can't even press it down. So if your ankle's at that thing, you can't get into some boots. But these have got zips at the side, so fingers crossed. I really hope they work. If not, I'll have to send... They're QVC, so you can wear them and send them back. Otherwise, I definitely wouldn't have risked it. Right, I just put some powder on. Now, I've had a few requests which I'm behind on. And I was thinking of doing an Ask Ali, but I did film a video the other day and I've got to do my Dr. Sam Bunting. So I thought I'd do the requests on my live. And I was a bit late because I wrote down the names of the people and their requests in my notebook and then put my notebook down. Couldn't for the life of me remember where I put my notebook. And also just to say, I'm thinking of Stacey. Poor Stacey has had a mum and a nan not well. At one point, they were both, Stacey said I could tell you, they were both suspected of having COVID. I think your mum came back negative eventually, didn't she? Hello, Claire. So poor old Stacey's been through it. And also, I had a message this morning just before I came on here. And I'm trying to think of her name. One of our Italian Ali Pallies, saying it's really not good in Italy at the moment. Oh no, I wasn't a child, Terry. I was 21 when I had chicken pox. Yeah, no, I wasn't a child. I was 21. Which is when I got drunk on fluffy ducks with chicken pox in my mouth. I was 21 years old. Yeah, no drinking as a child. Hello, Tria. I can't seem to hide my dark circles under my eyes. Any advice, Ali Pallies? Have you tried Charlotte's colour corrector? Like a peachy colour corrector. You don't even need to buy a colour corrector. If you've got a kind of peachy lipstick, you can put that underneath your concealer and it should cancel it out. Anything peachy. Obviously, if it's specifically designed for that area, it might be a better formula. It was Nicole Lombardo. I think it was Nicole. Thank you, Bushra, that said they're not doing very well in Italy at the moment. So, hello, Claire. Have I missed anybody else that's joined me? Hello, Rachel. Sexy Velcro shoes. I think I've said hello to everyone. Get Tria. Oh, my eye's going to water now. That's great. Something's got in my eye. Oh, Bushra, good to see you here. How are you feeling? Oh, I think it was Hi Tria meant to be. Hello, Deborah. Wasn't it? Deborah, it was you, wasn't it, in Italy that was saying things aren't good? Hello, Deborah. Well, there are worse things than being in bed up to your eyeballs in medication. You could be at work. I know it's not good. Yeah, it was you. I'm so sorry, Deborah. How are things now in Italy? Thinking of you all. Yeah, Terry, I thought you were there at my last live because I was telling people that that's why my chicken pox was really severe, because I'd been on steroids and I was 21 and I was ill for 3 weeks and I had chicken pox in every orifice. I had them in my ears, in my mouth and in other private areas, and it was painful. It used to sting when I ate because I had them in my mouth. You're snuggled up with Phoebe the cat. Oh, and sending prayers to Stacey. Thank you, Ali. Yes, my mum is negative but still unwell. It will take up to 6 months for her to recover, they told us today. My gran is still positive at the moment, bless her. Oh, I'm so sorry. A friend of my mum's is in hospital with pulmamite. Pulmamite. I'm sorry to hear that. What's pulmamite? Sorry, I've not heard of that. Or is that a typo for something else? I've not heard of pulmamite. Not that it matters, but I'm sorry to hear that. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, it matters that she's ill, but it doesn't matter what pulmamite means. I mean, oh, I'm so sorry, Deborah. She can't breathe. Oh, no. Oh, honestly, it's such difficult times for people. I'm so sorry. I've been told I can visit my dad. Lungs. Oh, right. Okay. COVID. Oh, right. Okay. Oh. I've been told I can visit my dad on Friday, but only through a window. I really don't think he's going to get it, because basically we got to stand outside and talk to him on the phone with us at the window. But I just don't think he's going to understand. It's quite a difficult concept. He understands face to face, and he just about gets us being on the phone, but we'll see. At least Jack will get to see him, because he hasn't seen him for months. He hasn't been allowed to visit at all. So that will be good. Now, I'll tell you what I thought today, because I want to chat with you all, and I fancy doing something simple. Now, I've been asked to do a number of lipstick swatches, which I shall do in a minute, but I fancied using one of my Instant Look in a palette, and I thought, how about Gorgeous Glowing Beauty? Because these are so easy. You know, and you just don't want to run around looking for lots of different products, because you've got your eyeshadows, you've got your bronzer, you've got your highlighter, and you've got your blush all in one. So I thought I'd do that today and use Gorgeous Glowing Beauty. And I might put on one of these Eyes to Mesmerise as a primer. Well, also, I don't have to keep looking for things while you're all chatting to me. I didn't want that one. I wanted the other one. Let me just put rose gold on, because it won't make too much of a difference. Yeah, I keep forgetting to use them, and actually they're really handy, especially when you're a bit tired and you don't want to be looking for different things to go with different things. I'm just putting on Rose Gold Eyes to Mesmerise, and I will put the details of everything under my live later on, in case you're wondering what I used. I've been doing that the last couple of weeks, I think. Definitely did it last week, just in case anyone's watching on the replay and they don't want to rewind. I'll put all the details of what I used afterwards. Sometimes it takes me a while, because for some reason YouTube take ages to process it, and yet you're all able to see it, but it's still saying processing at my end, which is why I often get one of you to send me a banal comment, because when you send me the banal comment, then I can click on that and I can watch the video, and I can, anyway, but I can change the description bar. I don't know what I'm whittering on about. I'm just going to use this prime shade. So I've just used Rose Gold Eyes to Mesmerise, and I'm now going to use this prime shade, which is lovely. It's almost a rose gold. It is. These are very good value as well, because you get it all in one. And yes, I'm using my Sonia G brush, and it's a crease brush, but I just love it. It's so soft. I'm using it on my lid as well. Especially as my eyes watering. If I've got a nice soft brush, it won't. So then I'm just going to take I'm going to take this which looks a bit intimidating, but it needn't be. I'm just going to put this down because I want to. I'm going to just put this in the socket. And it's nice, warm, autumnal palette, this as well. Yeah, I've got all the instant looking of palettes, and I thought, that's why I can justify my makeup collection, because I do rotate. Every now and again I think, oh, I haven't used those in a while, or I haven't used that palette in a while, I'm going to use that. So this one came out last year, didn't it? Around Christmas time. Oh, hello, Gemma. Yeah, you haven't missed much. Well, when I say you haven't missed much, I mean makeup-wise, but we've been chatting, and lots of people are going through difficult times. So I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean, you haven't missed much makeup. All right, I'm just putting some of that smoke shade under my eyes. Yeah, well, you know what? I think that at the moment, I'm just getting a bit overwhelmed by new products coming out. And a lot of them look similar to things that I've already got now. And, you know, Christmas is coming. I'm not broke, but if I just kept buying loads and loads of new stuff, then I would be. So I'm trying to rein it in a little bit. When it comes to Charlotte Tilbury, I like to get her new stuff because I think it's expected of me now, and I collect her stuff. But there's so many other new things out. Right, and I'm just going to use this one here in the middle, and I'm just going to put that on the outer corner of my mobile lid. Now, I've always said pigment is pigment. So just because, as you know, just because these are called blushes and these are called bronze doesn't mean you can't use them on your eyes. And it doesn't mean you can't use the blush on your eyes and the eyeshadows on your cheeks and whatever. So if you want to play around with these palettes, you can. Or you can stick to a... So they've got... They tend to rub off after a while, but they say 1, 2, 3, and then you've got 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's kind of coded to show you how to use it. So I'm just putting this number 2 on the outer corner like that. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this prime shade again with my finger, because it always goes on more intensely when you put it with your finger. And then I'll dot some of that. In fact, I won't dot that. I'm going to use this highlighter here to highlight under my brow. Just do it with my pinky. She hasn't bought one of these out for a while, has she? She sort of relaunched the Stoned Rose one that came out last year. But she hasn't bought a new one out, which she normally does at Christmas. But I think this year she's just stuck to Stoned Rose, which came out. I think she bought this one out first, didn't she? And then Stone Rose came out just after Christmas last year. And then the year before she brought out Smoky Eye Beauty. Right, so I'm just going to take a blush brush. So simple. And I'm going to put on the blush. This is the Swish, I think. I can't remember which is the Swish and which is the Pop. But it doesn't really matter. And this is, again, a really good all-rounder. It's not the same as, but it reminds me a bit of Ecstasy blush because it's got a bit of peach and a bit of pink in it. And I'll put the pink in the centre of my cheeks just to kind of give me a bit of colour. Because that sunscreen I put on this morning was quite moisturising, but it did give me a bit of a white hue. Ali, many people are asking you about CT's new lip and cheek products. Yes, are you getting the new lip cheek glossy things? I will do. Yeah, Maria sent me a post, thank you Maria, on Facebook about that. Yeah, I might try them. I'm not overly excited actually. I don't know, we'll see. But I said that about the bronzer and then I loved it. So, I think also because I love Daniel Sandler's cheek tints. And I love Charlotte and I love Daniel. And when the two overlap, like that's his speciality, I kind of think, well, that's Daniel's speciality. Don't do that, Charlotte. Oh, thank you. They look like drugstore in the pic. Yeah, I don't know. I looked at them because Maria posted it on Facebook to me. And I thought, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I think about them. What do you think about them? I feel a bit underwhelmed. I think because she's brought out a lot of glossy things recently. Like the lip, what did she bring out recently? The lip jewels. The lip jewels you could dab on your cheek anyway. And the lip and cheek tint that's in the palette. So she's brought out a lot of things like that are very translucent. And I'm not sure whether they're going to look that much different because they're so translucent. But they might have a nice glow to them. But then so have a lot of things. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it seems like, this is what I think. It seems like she is bringing out similar types of product, but marketing them differently. So you had the cheek and lip tint, and then you had the jewel lips, and you've got the collagen lips. They're all kind of translucent, glowy products. And now this, it's like there's a bit of an overlap. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not as excited. Yeah, they look pale. I'm not sure they're going to show up on me. You're disappointed in the Hourglass Sheer Cream Trip or whatever it's called. Do you know what? My sister was looking at those. So, yeah, some things just don't think. And yet Charlotte seemed to have been on a real thing about making sure that she was catering for darker complexions. Now, I'm just going to put some bronzer on. And yeah, didn't someone say that there's 3 new palettes coming out as well? Do you know what I've noticed? Her new releases are always coming out at the end of the month. She's staggering them, like her Christmas collection, because she knows, I think it's because she knows that people are struggling financially. So she waits until the end of the month when most people are paid, and then she trickles them out rather than bringing them all out together as a Christmas release. Because we're more likely to choose what we want, aren't we? If they all came out together, we'd say, well, actually, I've got something like that, or I've got something like that. But if you're like me and you're a collector and she just dribbles out a couple at a time. You think, oh, she's brought out something new, I'll get that. And then the next month she brings out another something new, I'll get that too. And you end up getting everything. It's very clever. Yeah, I do. I'll have to get the quads. I'll have to get the quads. So yeah, I'm not sure about the lip things. I'll have to see. If they come out at the same time as the quads, I might get one of them, but not both of them. Right, so I just put a bit of the bronzer on. Now, talking of not really catering to our skin tone, these instant looking palettes, apart from, there was one of them that the bronzer was quite dark. This one's reasonably dark, but a lot of them, because they were kind of meant for everyone, didn't really cater for dark skin tones. So you can't really make out the bronzer that much on my skin. Now, I want to get a highlighting brush. What have I done with my highlighting brush? Excuse me a minute, I keep snuffling. I haven't got a tissue, but I've got a wipe, so I'm probably going to take off half my foundation. I just want to dab my nose and take off half of my foundation. Doesn't matter. I can put that back on in a second. There you go. Right. Highlighter. Where is my highlighter brush? There it is. So finally, so that's the bronzer, which would suit skin tones like me, but it doesn't really show up that much on me. And then this is the highlighter. The highlighter's nice. Again, how many versions of a highlighter could she do in these palettes? She did put Star of Gold. She did put Bar of Gold in Smoky Eye Beauty. So that is the highlighter. Now I'll just do my brows, and then I'm going to do the swatch comparisons that you wanted me to do. So I'll just quickly do my brows if I can work out what I've done with. Yes, let's use this. I bought this pencil, and I don't think I've shown you guys this pencil to try. Is it here? Yes, it's here. It's a weird one. I was a little bit, I think because I was a little bit disappointed with it. Right, this is by HD Brows, and it's a pencil. Can you see? It looks like a screwdriver. You get it and you wind it round. You don't sharpen it, and then you get a blade with it. Now the only thing, sometimes I go to do my brows and then I get there and realise it's the blade and not the pencil. That would be very bad. But that's the blade, and you basically sharpen it at the end like that until you've got a really thin edge. The only thing is, the reason I didn't really get into it is because in theory it's a great idea, but it's too soft, so it doesn't actually give me the sharp lines that I wanted. But I'll show you, see what you think of it. It is good, but it's not as sharp as I expected it to be. Who's sniffing the screen? Your dog. Look at the CT site releases. They're only available a week, and then again next year. There's 5 of them, £25 each. Are they out today? So the palette's out. I know she's the lip product, she said, are only going to be out for a short while and then she's bringing them back next year. So it's about the fear of missing out, isn't it? Clever marketing. So look, I'll just do one brow with this. Now it's quite bold because I actually got this in black. I think it's almost black, if not black. But that's okay at the moment because my hair's been dyed. My hair is naturally that colour before I went grey. And then I'll just give it a brush. So this is by HD Brows. It is quite good. As I said, the only thing is that I thought it would give a sharper line, but because it's quite soft, it's not too bad. But when you start pressing down on it, now actually, I should revisit this because look, that is quite fine. So this is HD Brows. Just whatever you do, if you buy the set, do not go and pick this up and put that on your brows by mistake. Because you'll cut yourself. I saw a lady on the news the other night and she had very subtle sort of no makeup on, which looked lovely. But then she got really fierce and defined black brows. And it just looked, I mean, they were a lot darker than this and really shaped. And it just looked like two eyebrows looking at me. So I do think you have to be careful not to overdo it if you're going for a more natural look, which is why I like to take the brush and then just brush them out a little bit because they're still filled in, but it just makes them look a little bit more natural. And of course, once I've got my mascara on, look, my eye's just watering constantly. Once I've got my mascara on, it'll be fine. Right, where's my black liner? Where is my black liner? My favourite Charlotte Tilbury black liner. I've probably put it somewhere else because I use it so much. Yes, it's here. Classic black. I should get a spare of this at some point. Oh. It's because my eye's watering. I haven't got a cold. I'm just going to do my upper waterline with this. And then what I do is I do on top, but I kind of tuck it underneath the lashes as much as possible. So I'm almost tight lining because I'm not actually aiming for the lid, I'm aiming for next to the lash. And I never get the angle this side right. Do you find that, ladies, that one side is so easy to get the angle? It's because this side is more hooded than the other. So this side, I can actually work out the angle really easily because it's not as hooded. But because this one, the skin is hanging down a lot more, can you see? It's more difficult to work out the angle that I need to go at when I'm doing a bit of a flick. Right, let's tight line first. But I saw a great tip on the internet. I'm sorry, I'm going to answer your questions in a minute because I can't read them and do my eyeliner at the same time. So I'm not ignoring you. This is one bit that I can't join in the conversation. Oh, it's saying my battery's getting low. And you know what? I didn't think this through about my microphone, because the microphone plugs in to where I charge my batteries, which means I'd have to unplug my microphone to charge it, and then you're going to get the crackly microphone. I'm just going to put some of that in there and smudge it out. Don't know why, but I just fancied giving that a go, like I've done before. Yeah, that works. So this side I can always get the angle better. Right, I may have to abandon this microphone for a minute. I know it's a good microphone, guys, because I need to charge up. My phone's charger's running down. Right, I'll do that, and excuse me a second. Right, you might have to put up with worse sound for a minute, because otherwise my phone battery's going to run out. I wasn't organised this morning and charged it up, so I'm going to have to unplug my microphone. You're going to have to put up with the crackly one, okay? But I'll speak up. Right, sorry guys, but otherwise I'm going to just get cut off. Okay, can you still hear me? Is it awful? I know it'll probably not be as good. I was laughing, Wayne Goster's doing a video about how YouTubers have got all sorts of special filters on their cameras. And I laughed, I thought, not on mine. I haven't even got snazzy microphones. I wouldn't know how to put a filter on this screen if I tried. Good. Right, I'll just put a bit of Pillow Talk mascara on. The only thing, I love Wayne, he's lovely, but I don't like some of the titles sometimes. Like, stop doing this like a YouTuber. Because one, I feel personally offended because I feel like I'm a YouTuber. And two, I feel a little bit annoyed because he's a YouTuber and he became well known for being on YouTube. And I know what he's getting at, but I just, sometimes they irk me a bit, his titles. Stop doing this like a YouTuber, or you're never going to look like a beauty guru. As though all beauty gurus have put loads of filters on, and he's talking about a few people, but in the title, it kind of leads you to think that everybody but him has got filters on their camera. And I know he doesn't mean that, but do you know what I'm trying to say? He's a very talented man, and I watch him and I appreciate him, but the titles just make me feel sometimes like we're all being tarred with the same brush. Thank you. That's my constructive criticism of Wayne. I'm not being nasty. I just wish that he, and there's some really good makeup artists that are on YouTube. When he says, stop doing your makeup like a YouTuber, does he mean Lisa Eldridge? Does he mean Sam Chapman? Does he mean Nikki Chapman? They're all talented makeup artists. I'm sure that they put their foundation on properly, and they're YouTubers. So that's all. I just think it's a bit generalised sometimes. But otherwise, we love you, Wayne, and I certainly love your blush. So, Mary Greenwell, exactly. She's a YouTuber. Do you know what? I have an app that I use. I'll tell you when I use it. Total transparency with you. The only time I ever use it, I'll tell you that I've used it. And I've used it once or twice. I think I used an app to make me look like Charlotte Tilbury once on a kind of, you know, put your face in the hole of Charlotte Tilbury as a joke. Or when people say to me, Ali, could you advise me on what lipstick would look good on me? I say, send me a photo. And I use the app to put their photo on, and then I superimpose lipsticks and stuff until I work out. Like with Tria, I said, you got to get purple eyeliner, because I kind of play around and put makeup on the photograph. But you can actually, you know, you could go on there and you can put a filter on it and you look absolutely great. The thing is, not only would I be cheating you, but I'd be cheating myself. Because when you put these filters on and then you go and look in the mirror, it's actually really depressing. And I want to be comfortable in my own skin. This is before I've even thought about people watching me. I don't want to look in the mirror and be disappointed because the pictures that are going out look so much better. I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel happy with what I'm seeing in front of me with no filters. And if you get so used to watching yourself with a filter on, then you're going to just feel depressed, I think. And yes, and you're cheating your viewers as well. And I think you've all said that what you like about my channel is I keep it real. I have ironing boards sometimes in the background, you know, because for me, my passion is the makeup. And, you know, and some people need to know that, yeah, we don't all put our makeup on with fresh lilies in the background and roses. You know, that actually we're often getting ready to do our makeup first thing in the morning with the kids running around and a school jacket that's still in the dryer because it hasn't been washed the night before and stuff like that. So that's what I think, that's what people want to see. They don't want to look at that and think, oh, I wish I had a life like that. And I wish because most of the time, again, and I'm not trying to be nasty, but people have admitted that you can make out an image of a life that you want to make out. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're living that life. Just because somebody is living in seeming luxury, it might not be, all is not what it always appears. So why not just keep it real? And that's why I know sometimes you know, people go, it'd be nice if you got a better camera, and I've upgraded it over the time, but I tend not to get too obsessed with it, because for me, it's about what the content I'm bringing. And I think you can be forgiven for the rest of it. You can get such a good camera that, yes, it might make things a little bit more enjoyable, but actually it's about keeping it real as well. So, and I'd rather spend the money on bringing more makeup and products to you than spending thousands. Like the camera that I was looking at was £700. Think how much makeup I could get with that. And that's because I'm a makeup enthusiast. Anyway, enough of my sermon. Right, I had 2 questions for Ask Ali. Now, I may have had more, but these are the 2 that they were sort of on a similar theme about swatching lipsticks. So I've written them down somewhere on my book. So the first one was from Say Anne, and she said, Ali, could you do a swatch comparison of Super Dude. Actually, she said in the message, Super Dude. So Super Dude, and could I compare it with Hepburn Honey, Super 90s, and Very Victoria? Can you still all hear me okay-ish? I know it's not my microphone, but is it bearable? Right, so this is Super Dude. Okay? Great, lovely. So, that's Super Dude. Sorry, I keep having to, because my eye's watering. I keep having to dab my nose. Right, Super Dude. Now, we then have, I got this bit ready. Very Victoria. Now, Super Dude is a kissing lipstick and Very Victoria is a matte one. But they are reasonably similar. There you go, a little bit lighter. So that's Very Victoria. So this is for Sayan. Spelled S-A-Y hyphen A-double-N. Sayan. That's her Instagram handle anyway. And then here is Hepburn Honey. Now, Hepburn Honey is a kissing lipstick. And Hepburn Honey is the lipstick that goes with Uptown Girl, I think. Is it Uptown Girl? No, that's Bitch Perfect. I don't know what Hepburn Honey goes with, actually. Right, so Hepburn Honey is a little bit lighter still. And then the last one she asked me to compare it with was Super 90s. And Super 90s is a matte revolution. Okay, thank you, Deborah. No worries. Thank you for joining me. Right, so that's Super 90s, which you can see has got a bit more brown in it. So there we have it. So for Sayan, there is Super Dude, followed by Very Victoria, Hepburn Honey, and Super 90s. Okay? Right, and then I had another request from Homes with Lish from Canada. Hello, Homes with Lish. She's probably going to watch me on the replay, I would imagine. I don't know what time it is in Canada, but I suspect it's probably not her time. So Homes with Lish, and I don't know, you probably, that's your Instagram handle. You probably got a name that I recognise on YouTube as something completely different. But you know I'm terrible at names. So Homes with Lish on Instagram. She wanted me to do a swatch comparison of Super Starlet, which is this one. And she said, could you compare it with So Marilyn, which is now called So Red. So Marilyn. Now, Super Starlet is a kissing formula. So Marilyn is also a kissing formula. Do people know the general rule is if it's this normal bullet like that, the traditional bullet, then it is a kissing formula. And if it's squared off, it's Matte Revolution. All right, so that is So Marilyn. And then, what else did she say? Legendary Queen. I got Legendary Queen out. Where is Legendary Queen? I definitely got that out. Where are you, Legendary Queen? So Marilyn. What did I do with Legendary Queen? Ah, there we are. Legendary Queen. So, Super Starlet, So Marilyn, Legendary Queen, and that is for Homes with Lish. All right, I will screenshot me doing that later and post it on Instagram like that so that you can all see that. Now, which one shall I put on? Oh, and actually, I tell you what, the other one that I pulled out, because no one asked me to compare this, but I thought, oh, let me just compare those three with Scarlet Spell. Oh, look at that. They're quite similar too. I think I'm going to put Scarlet Spell on. This is one of those ones that she brought out that's got the little lipstick on the side. Has anyone seen Rebecca's latest video yet? I haven't, but apparently she's given me a shout out, so I've been meaning to go and have a look at that later on. She texted me last night. So I'll do that. I'm just going to wipe this stuff off my arm so I don't get lipstick all over my top. And I'm going to put Scarlet Spell on, and I'm going to use this lip liner, which is Bond Girl. Do you know, I've been using a lot of Lisa Eldridge recently, and these are definitely harder. I think Charlotte's lip liners are less able to bleed than Lisa Eldridge's lip liners. Because Lisa Eldridge's are a little bit softer. They're beautiful, but they're a bit softer, so they're more likely to bleed. But lipstick, her lipstick, Lisa Eldridge, just out of this world. Do I put makeup on every day? No, sometimes I don't. I always put my sunscreen on. But I don't. Sundays, sometimes I tend not to. Yeah, I didn't put on any Did I put any yesterday? No. Sometimes I think your skin benefits from having a couple of days off. Shall I put a bit of gloss over the top? I've got a bit of this one. Just dab some of this on. Unleash me. Unleash me. Because my lips are a bit dry. And that's the thing, when my lips are dry, the Matte Revolution formula doesn't do it any favours. Yeah, that's what I say to my other half, unleash me, when I'm cooking the dinner and doing the washing up. No, actually, he does a lot of the washing up. Well, the thing is, Emma, if your skin is so Emma's saying she's finding she's using it less and less. Is that because you're not well? Or do you mean when you're... Or do you mean every day? I find when I've suffered from anxiety and depression since my mobility deteriorated, that when I'm going into a bit of a depression, I tend to stop using makeup because I can't be bothered. And there's a difference between, do you know what, I'm going to have a day off and relax, to I can't be bothered because I'm feeling low. And when I feel like I can't be bothered because I'm feeling low, what I try to do, if it's the reason that I'm not putting the makeup on, what I now try and do is I'll put a bit of Unisex Healthy Glow on and a red lipstick. Because immediately, it's not like something that's not too labour intensive, but it's going to give me an immediate lift. And if I put on, say, Unisex Healthy Glow and Daniel Sandler's red lipstick, bang, it feels like someone's done that to me, literally, and said, you can do this, to my mental health. It's like someone's just... That's it. That should be my logo, shouldn't it? Except I think someone's used that for something else. But that's what I feel like when I've got my red lipstick on and a little bit of Unisex Healthy Glow. Someone's done that. Or, you know, like other things like, you know, if you're in your sweatpants that you've, you know, your lounge suit, because we're all in those at the moment, aren't we? Let's face it. Just changing it into another one that you've just washed. Immediately that will give you a lift, and putting some perfume on. I'm finding at the moment, like putting a nice perfume on. And I've been getting samples of perfumes to try on eBay, you know, just to get, oh, that smells nice. I'm going to try that, and I'm going to try that. I wish I had something I wanted to show you, my other Christmas present from my dad, but it's not here. It's a little compact. It's such a good present idea. I must tell you about it. And I wish I had it, but it's in my handbag, and my handbag isn't here. So it's a little palette, and it's about that big. It's a black palette, and it's got two compartments that slide out from one another. And in the compartments, you put these refills of Jo Malone perfume, but they're solid perfume. And they're great for carrying around in your handbag, and you just dab them behind your ear. And what's so great about it, I've been looking at them for a while, but to get the palette and the two refills, it's over 50 quid. But once you've got the palette, the refills are £14 each. So when you go to run out, £14 to try out another Jo Malone perfume isn't going to cost you a lot of money. But they're crafty. You might think, oh, hang on a minute, I can buy the refills and just use the refills without buying the palette. But she's crafty because it's one of those that you just peel off a foil top and then you've got no cover on it. So she forces you to buy the palette. So I thought, I know, with my dad's money for Christmas, I'll get the palette and two refills to get me started. And then, if I want to try out a new Jo Malone perfume, I'll just get a refill for my palette and stick it in the palette. And I've got it in the car then to just, and I've been putting it on in the day just to cheer me up, because I just a little dab of this solid perfume. And I just think it's such a great Christmas present idea, especially for somebody that, I'll tell you, especially for somebody that perhaps doesn't have an awful lot of money to spend on themselves. Because once you've got them started with the palette, as I say, they can then try out a Jo Malone perfume for 14 quid and put it in their palette. I just think it's perfect. Right, which Jo Malone? Now, I haven't really tried a lot of Jo Malone, but I got into the English Pear and Freesia because Aldi do a dupe of it. And I use it in my bathroom, the hand soap. It's only about 2 quid and it smells exactly the same. I got a sample of the real deal to spray from eBay. You can get samples of Jo Malone perfumes on eBay to try, and it smells identical. And I've put the perfume on my wish list. So I love English Pear and Freesia. And the other one I put in my palette, I took a bit of a gamble because I haven't smelt any of her other ones. They gave me a sample of that pomegranate noir, and it wasn't my cup of tea. But the one that I did, Mimi, I love Black Orchid, and I've got Black Orchid. And I got a sample of Jo Malone's Oud and Bergamot, and that's got the same kind of spiciness to it, because I like perfumes. I don't know, when I was younger, I used to go for flowery things, but I now like the ones that are almost unisex, like Black Orchid and ones that have got a bit of cinnamon or something like that in it. So yeah, I really like that. And that sample I got in that set, you know, the subscription box, I So lovely. £150 though. I just can't afford it, but I love it. Absolutely love it. It's like Black Orchid by Tom Ford, but not as peppery. It's so beautiful. It's what was it? BDK. Something Gree. Really, really beautiful. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna get some of that. And I looked it up. Selfridges, £150. But maybe not. Anyway, there are, as I said, there's a couple of, I put perfume on my stomach. You're the same, are you? Yeah? You get headaches. Is it sharp? What, pomegranate noir? Or, sorry, Claire, which one are you asking? Is it sharp? You love oriental perfumes and spicy ones. There's another one that I've got. Actually, I should pull it out. That is spicy and oriental by Molton Brown. And that's got oud in it. Oud Accord, I think it's called. Golden Oud Accord by Molton Brown. Yeah, it's because it's fruity. I'm not really a fruity person, but they put a little sample in the parcel. And it wasn't really my thing. And yeah, I like the pear one. Perfumes are just so individual to people, aren't they? Have you seen the By Terry new highlighter? No, I haven't, Stacey. I must have a look at these new things. Did you ever try opium? I love opium. And I mean the perfume. Very strong though. I only used to wear it when I was going out in the evening because it really clings. Diamonds, ruby and 24 karat gold. Oh, wow. That sounds like it might be expensive as well then, Stacey. Ah, you got some loungewear, Emma. Did you get it from Marks? What did you get? She's probably gone off now to see the postie. Try Sicily, Izia. It's divine. Is that nice and spicy as well? Right, I'd said last week, by the way, I'd say this before I go. There is a company, there's a couple of companies that do a subscription where you can get samples every month and you get an atomizer. So you can try out all different ones if you get bored. One of them is the perfume shop. The fragrance shop is it the perfume shop or the fragrance shop? One of them is that, and you get 3 for £12 a month, I think. Or if you don't want to commit to a subscription, it's £18 to get one. And then there's another company that does it as well for about £12 a month, and you get 3. And you can basically... Did you see my message, Fallen Angel? Yes, Fallen Angel is the eyeshadow palette that I don't have. What, is it available? Did I see your message, Fallen Angel? Fallen Angel's the eyeshadow palette I haven't got by Charlotte Tilbury. I haven't seen your message. What was the message, Emma? Oh, I could chat to you all day. Has anyone tried the Portrait of a Lady? Don't want to buy if it's not nice. No. Sorry, I can't say I have. Super casual. No, I was desperately trying to type it when I was watching on replay. Ah, right. Yeah, Fallen Angel is the eyeshadow palette by Charlotte Tilbury that I do not own. Other than that, I have every eyeshadow palette that she has brought out. Portrait of a Lady, is that a film? I think it's a film, isn't it? About a piece of artwork? Or have I got that wrong? Or am I thinking of something else? Or are you talking about a perfume? Ah, it's a perfume. It's gorgeous, flowery and powdery, very strong. Okay. It's a perfume. Oh, excuse me. See, that's because my eye's watering. Excuse me there, ladies. That was not very attractive. Oh, why is my nose running so much? Right, that's better. Sorry about that, ladies. Nose dripping. If I'm a ritzy, I'm a real beauty guru, aren't I? No filters on that. Wayne Goss cannot accuse me of putting filters. Look, brown spots, fine lines. And my hands. Wasn't it he was saying that somebody you could tell it was filtered before because of their hands? Some great reviews of Perfume. Yeah, I watched some reviews, Laura, on Perfume. Hello, Laura. I haven't seen you before. Hello. I've watched some great reviews on YouTube, but I want to jump in the screen and smell them with them, you know, when they're doing it. Hello. And they're describing it, and I'm thinking, yeah, but I want to smell it. They're squirting it on, and I get really frustrated by watching perfume reviews on YouTube. But I have watched a couple. There's so many people. I know. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. I think I'm going to have to do something on perfume, aren't I? Because everybody is chatting perfume now. I think it is because we're all in lockdown. Because I just think it does, along with makeup, if you put a nice perfume on, it makes you feel better. Definitely. Definitely. And I love perfumes where they do a number of different items that you can layer the perfume. So they've got a body cream and a shower gel and a body spray and a hair scent and I love when you can layer it because it really does bring out the scent, but it doesn't make it stronger. It just brings it out at different times. It's lovely. Perfume is like eyeshadow for you. Yeah, and everybody's body chemistry is different. And as I say, as I've got older, I've gradually gone more towards... I did have opium when I was younger, but I was very much into wearing Beautiful by Estee Lauder. And my sister still loves that. And I like it, but not as much as I used to. And Amarige by Givenchy. And then as I got older, I gradually moved towards the spicier ones. And I had this lovely perfume that they stopped selling by Avon called Rare Rubies. And that was cinnamon and vanilla. And it was just yummy. And they stopped doing it. They just discontinued it. And they kept going with all the other ones in the range. They've got Rare Pearls and Rare Amethyst and Rare Gold and Rare Sapphire. And they kept all of those, but they discontinued Rare Rubies. And I was so gutted because I loved it. And everyone used to say it smelled gorgeous on me. Yeah, some things do smell. Gemma's saying that she used to wear tweed and it always smelled gorgeous. It smelled like a friend wore it, but it smelled like cat pee on her. Yeah, do you know what? That will cheer you up, Emma. A perfume-inspired live. I have to do... Oh, well, it's got undertones of... I'm getting apples and grapes and pears and burnt oak. Anyone remember Charlie? Oh, Charlie, yes. Charlie, I had a Charlie perfume I liked. There were different Charlies, weren't there? Charlie, was it Charlie? Wasn't Charlie Red? I think it was Charlie White I used to use. Yeah, a lot of people find Charlotte's too strong. Okay, we'll have a perfume inspired live. We can discuss perfumes next week. How about that? So I better go because my son is in need of some further education. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry about my dripping nose. It's because this eye just constantly is watering. But no stay. I have to go because I'm homeschooling my son, Mimi. I have to because he won't complain, but he won't get any work done either. All right, take care, everyone. And I will be, the next video, I'm going to say I'm seeing you on my live on Wednesday, but ignore that because I filmed it on Monday, is this palette, which is a dupe. I think it's a dupe. I'll quickly show it you before I go. From Aldi, $3.99. And it is a dupe, I think. Tell me what you think. It's a dupe of Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina, I think. And that's what I was wearing on Instagram on Monday. And coming up next is a video on that. Right, I'm going to go before my nose starts dripping again. All right, see you all very soon. Take care.